Hey guys, it's Sagar, and I finally got my hands on the new Redmi Note 6 Pro. I wasn't sure if I would be able to order it via the flash sales on Flipkart and Xiaomi's own website, so I went out and got it from one of the Mi stores here in Pune. It is available in 4 color options: black, blue, rose gold and red. And this time, I went with the blue colored one. My first choice was red, but since it was not available in any of the Mi stores in Pune, I had to choose another one. With that out of the way, let us get straight to the unboxing. It comes in a white box, similar to one that the Redmi Note 5 Pro came in. And I got the one with 4GB RAM and 64GB of internal storage because that was the only one available in blue color. For those of you who are always asking me about it in the comment section, the box says that this phone is made in India. Getting inside the box, we have the phone sitting right at the top. And from the first look, it looks more or less just like the Redmi Note 5 Pro with the exception of the notch at the top. But more on that later. Now let us keep the phone aside for a moment while we take a look at other things in the box. Below the phone in this envelope, we have the SIM tray removal tool, some paperwork with warranty and regulatory information, and a thin transparent TPU case to help you protect the phone from scratches. Then we have a standard 10-watt wall charger. This phone does support Qualcomm's Quick Charge 3.0, but you will have to buy a compatible fast charger separately if you want to take advantage of the fast charging speeds. We then have the USB Type-A to micro USB cable for charging and data transfer, which again is a bit disappointing. We are almost towards the end of 2018, and I think by now, budget smartphone companies should start making the switch to USB Type-C port on all of their devices. Alright, now let's put all these things aside so we can take a better look at the phone itself. Let us remove the plastic covering on the display, and please do not forget to remove the sticker at the back as well. I see so many people using their phones with this sticker on, and it looks really bad. You can remove it and keep it in the box if you want to keep it safe for some reason, but please just remove it before you start using your phone. This time Xiaomi decided to go with a black colored front, no matter the color of the back, and I'm glad because it looks more aesthetically pleasing and also gives you a more immersive experience while using the phone. Looking at the back of this phone, other than slightly smaller pieces of plastic at the top and bottom, which now also run along the sides, this phone will remind you of the Redmi Note 5 Pro. Everything from the placement of the fingerprint sensor to the camera module looks exactly like the one on the Redmi Note 5 Pro. It is not necessarily a bad thing, but we have got used to looking at this design for so long that at least to me, it has started to look dated and boring. So the first noticeable thing about the Redmi Note 6 Pro is the big 6.26-inch Full HD Plus IPS LCD display with 19:9 aspect ratio and a notch at the top. The display is protected by Gorilla Glass, but Xiaomi did not mention which Gorilla Glass, so it is possible they are using Gorilla Glass 3 or 4 as they do with their other phones. With about 500 nits of brightness, the display is sharp, bright and crisp, at least in artificial or controlled lighting situations. But I will have to test it outdoors and in bright sunlight to see how it performs in those situations. The bezel below the display is small, so you don't get capacitive navigation buttons on it. This lower bezel is actually smaller than the one on Redmi Note 5 Pro, and it is almost the same size as the one on the Poco F1. Above the display, or I should say between the display towards the top, you get a big notch. It houses the earpiece speaker, proximity and ambient light sensor, notification LED, a mammoth 20MP front-facing camera, which is coupled with a separate 2MP depth sensing camera. The front flash, or the torch that we saw on the Redmi Note 5 Pro, has been removed. For the buttons and ports, we still have the volume and power buttons on the right side, a hybrid SIM tray on the left which can hold 2 nano SIM cards or 1 nano SIM card and a micro SD card. At the top is the 3.5mm audio jack, infrared blaster and a noise cancelling microphone. At the bottom, we have another microphone under this left grill, a speaker under the grill on the right, and a micro USB port for charging and data transfer. Fingerprint sensor is where we see it on most of the budget smartphones. And we then have dual cameras which look same as the ones on the Redmi Note 5 Pro. Main camera has a 12MP sensor, now with f1.9 aperture and a larger individual pixel size of 1.4 micron. While the secondary camera has a 5MP sensor with f2.2 aperture, and it is used for capturing all the depth information. At the front, this time we get a dual camera setup, where the primary camera has a 20MP sensor with f2.2 aperture, and the secondary camera is a 2MP depth sensing sensor. I have had this phone for less than 2 hours, so I did not get a chance to take any images with it, but if you have been following the channel for a while, you know that a very detailed camera review is coming up in a few days. This phone packs in the exact same internals that the Redmi Note 5 Pro did. It runs on the same Snapdragon 636 processor with Adreno 509 GPU, 4 or 6 GB of RAM, 64 GB of built-in storage and a 4000 mAh non-removable battery. As far as I know, this phone was supposed to ship with MIUI 10, but for some reason, my unit is running MIUI 9 out of the box. I did get an update to MIUI 10 after some time, but it is still based on Android 8.1 and not Android Pie. Since I have had this phone for less than a day, I can't really say a lot about its performance or battery life right now, but if you guys want, I will make a video about my experience in the first 48 hours with this phone. If you guys are interested in it, just hit the like button or let me know in the comment section. What I can tell you right now is that this phone looks and feels just like its predecessor, and with the same internals and very little differences, from the first look, I don't feel it is a worthy upgrade from the Redmi Note 5 Pro. I might be wrong, and maybe I will like it as I start using it. If that is the case, I will let you guys know about it in one of the upcoming videos. If you are looking to get this phone, I will leave a link to it in the description section, and you can get it from the next sale on Flipkart. That is it for this video, guys. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel for more quality tech videos like this. You can also check out some of the other videos from this channel. This has been Saga, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.